MajorSlackVideos.
Well, yeah, my name is Major Slack. Thanks for joining me again, and welcome back to my Prey walkthrough. Let's walk through some more Prey. This is going to kick off a special series of videos where I focus on Prey builds, alright? And this is going to be like a special 100 Neuromod Prey build. That's where we take 100 Neuromods and try to create a build and see how that works, alright? This is my pure alien build, alright? This is what we're going to create today. All right. Now, this is what's happening here. I went on a run. I went on a no needles run. All right. And I collected 100 Neuromods, and I did not install any of them. All right. A no needles run. Okay. For those of you who don't know, the no needles achievement is where you complete the game without installing any Neuromods whatsoever. And I did this, and this is the save I took halfway through that run. And on top of that, I burdened myself with having to collect 100 Neuromods. Actually, I have 108, but I wanted to stick with 100. I stuck 8 in here. Yeah, so 108, but I got 100 Neuromods. It's a nice round number, so let's stick with that 100 Neuromods. And I also had the extra added challenge of not using any upgrades because I wanted to save all my weapon upgrade kits. All right. So normally with a no needles achievement run, you're allowed to use weapon upgrades, but with all weapons, without being able to install any Neuromods, such as Gunsmith, where is this engineer, Gunsmith, or Lab Tech, alright? That means that any weapons you upgrade can only be upgraded to the first level. Everything else is locked unless you get those Neuromods, okay? So all weapons can only be upgraded to the first level, right? But I didn't upgrade any of them at all, alright? So here we are halfway through the run. We are here in the deep storage map. Alright, and I have researched everything. I took great care to research everything so that all the Neuromods are unlocked. Alright, as you may or may not know, to unlock the alien Neuromods, you have to research aliens. Alright, everything is unlocked except two things. Regeneration 2 and fear resistance. That's because these require that you research nightmares. And when you're doing a no needles run, we're not installing any Neuromods, it's difficult to get nightmares to spawn because nightmares typically spawn once you install 2 or more alien Neuromods, alright? So those are the only 2 I couldn't research simply because there wasn't enough nightmares to research, alright? So those are the only 2 Neuromods that aren't available, fear resistance and regeneration 2, alright? So let's get to it. We're going to create an alien build, a pure alien build. Alright. Now there's another achievement that you can get known as Split Affinity. And Split Affinity is a 2-step achievement. First of all, you have to complete the game using only human abilities. Then you have to complete the game again using only alien or Typhon powers. Okay. These are alien abilities. These are human abilities. Alright. So you have to complete the game twice doing that. Now there's a cheesy way of getting this achievement, alright? If you want to do a no needles run, okay, to go through the whole game and complete the game without installing any Neuromods, create a save game just before the end of the game, right? Then complete your run, get credit for completing the game and get the no needles achievement. Then go back, reload that save just before the end of the game, install 1 human ability, then complete the game again. Then you get credit for completing the game using only human abilities. Then go back, reload that save just before the end of the game, install 1 alien power, and then complete the game again and get credit for completing the game using only alien abilities. And that way you get the split achievement or split affinity achievement and the no needles achievement all in one. Basically just by completing the game once. Okay, that's the cheesy way to do it, alright? And it's questionable about whether it's really easy or not. But if you want to do a really true pure alien build, you want to actually play the game with alien powers and not without any human abilities, this is the alien build I came up with. Alright, so here we go, let's get to it. We're gonna get all the 3 major heavy hitters. Those are Kinetic Blast, Electrostatic Burst, and Psychoshock. These are going to be our heavy hitters. Okay, these are going to be our main attacks. Alright, so let's get those. And this is the first time I've installed a Neuromod in this run, so this is the first time I've seen this cutscene. This is something you see typically way back in the beginning of the game. And I'm just going to skip over all this NPC dialogue area that follows. Okay, here we're back on the Neuromod screen. We have installed the first Neuromod, Kinetic Blast. Let's get Kinetic Blast all the way up to the max, Kinetic Blast 3. Alright, next heavy hitter, Psychoshock. That's down in the telepathy tree. Starts right here. We're going to get that up to the max. Next, Electrostatic Burst. This is our third heavy hitter. We're going to get it up to the max. Next, Backlash for protection. Since we don't have the option to get toughness, which is in the human skill tree, all right, and that would increase your health up to a whopping 300. All right, we don't have that option because we're making a pure alien build. We're going to need some protection, and that will be gotten in the form of Backlash, which is right here. All right, create a shield for 20 seconds, which prevents the next enemy attack from damaging you. And when you get up to Backlash 3, the next 3 enemy attacks will not damage you. Basically, you're immune for 3 enemy attacks. And this does work against nightmares. Okay, it works against nightmares. So let's get this. Next, let's get Mimic Matter. But this is only to unlock this skill right here, Regeneration 1. Mimic Matter, we can use that to get into inaccessible areas. But there's also something else that we're going to get in a moment that will also help us get into inaccessible areas. Okay, so you become a mimic, just mimic any small object and you can roll around, and I've shown you that in the walkthrough. This is the more important one here. Regenerate up to 10 health immediately after taking damage. This is great. Every time after you take damage, boom, you get 10 health back. Alright? Now, as I said before, Regeneration 2, we can't get to research or scan more nightmares, so that will have to wait. Next, more protection, electrostatic resistance. Every time we get hit by any shocking attack, like for example a voltaic phantom or anything like that, we only take half of the damage. Okay, let's get that. And as we're getting hit by electrical attacks, we can absorb 50% of the electrical damage as psi points, and we're going to be using up a lot of psi points as we use this alien build. So anything that helps out with psi, boom, we're going to get. So let's get this. Next, thermal. Let's have the ability to create thermal traps, alright? And if you get up to Super Thermal 3, you can lay up to 3 traps at once. Alright, this is very, very useful. Alright, so let's max this out. Super Thermal 2 and Super Thermal 3. And since we're playing with fire, we probably want a little bit of flameproof gear. So let's get thermal resistance, take 50% less damage from fire attacks and hazards. And we might as well rebuild our psi points as we're taking fire damage, so let's get thermal absorption. 15 neuromods left. Let's get Phantom Shift. Where is that? This one here. Phantom Shift. Rapidly change position up to 6 meters away and leave behind a double that fools enemies for 4 seconds. I'm getting this primarily to get this one here, Ether Resistance. Okay, Phantom Shift 1. Here we go. And Ether Resistance, you know those etheric phantoms, which are a bitch. They melt down into this caustic pile of goo, and you always take a lot of damage from that. Take 50% less damage from that noise by getting etheric resistance. And as you're taking that kind of damage, if you accidentally stepped in some of the goo, you can recover some of your psi points from that damage. Alright, 9 neuromods left. Let's go to remote manipulation. Right here, this guy right here. Use your mind to retrieve distant objects and interact with devices up to 10 meters away. This is how you can, pardon me, bypass a lot of security devices, security devices in the game. I'm going to give you a demonstration of that momentarily. So let's get remote manipulation 1. That's all we really need. And this will unlock the machine mind skill tree. Can't stand those bloody corrupted operators getting up in your face and burning your ass all the time. Zap them with machine mind and make them fight for you for 30 seconds. Or if you get machine mind 2, 60 seconds. Alright, and finally, let's get this guy here, Lift Field 1. A lot of you probably really laughed at this, but this is probably one of the best skills in the game. And I'll give you a demonstration of that too. Manipulate gravity to create a column of upward force up to 7 meters tall that lasts for 15 seconds, and more importantly, can trap enemies. This is really, really useful. All right, so we're gonna get this one, and there we go. That's all our 100 neuromods spent. Right, this one here is not really that important because it doesn't really extend the time, which is what you would really want. It's the same amount of time. It just makes the column taller, which I don't really see the point, but except for like if you're going for fall damage, like at 12 meters tall, if you trapped an enemy up there, once the trap ends, he falls down and takes fall damage. That's probably the only thing that would be useful for. But lift field 1 is good enough. All right, so there we go. That's our 100 neuromods spent. This is our pure alien build, no human abilities whatsoever. Now, what is the disadvantage of a pure alien build? Let me tell you right now. Number 1, you can't get any extra inventory space. Okay, so you're gonna have to deal with this tiny inventory throughout the entire game. Right, that's a bitch. That's a real bitch. Number 2, like I said, you can't upgrade any weapons past level 1 because all weapons either require gunsmith or lab tech to upgrade it past level 1. So that's another thing. And there's other disadvantages too. There's all kinds of things. No hacking, no repair, no leverage, like no lifting heavy objects. There's all kinds of disadvantages in doing a pure alien build. But there are huge advantages with the alien builds. This is a lot of fun. It's a whole lot of fun. Want to see the alien build in action? Oh, wait a minute. There's one more thing we should do. Let's actually upgrade all these weapons. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to get rank 1 of all the upgrades on all these weapons here. The glue gun, the shotgun, the Q-beam, and the golden pistol. Alright, I'm going to do all that, and I will see you on the flip side, where I'm going to show you this alien build in action up against the toughest enemy in the game, the Nightmare. Alright, here we are, hiding away like a little girl because we have activated 2 or more Typhon powers, which means the game will immediately send a Nightmare, the toughest enemy in the game, up against you. Okay, as soon as you install 2 or more Typhon neuromods, the game sends a Nightmare after you, and we're going to totally pwn this Nightmare. We're going to totally dominate him, throw the kitchen sink at him. There's one thing you should know about Typhon powers. Most of them have a cooldown time. Alright, so you can't just repeatedly shoot, say for example, Kinetic Blast at an enemy and wipe them out like that, because there is for example with Kinetic Blast, there's a 6-second cooldown time. So every time you use Kinetic Blast, you have to wait 6 seconds before you use it again. Now going up against a tough enemy such as the Nightmare, that's just no good. He's going to kill you before that 6 seconds is up. Alright, but what you can do, okay, there is a catch, okay? The cooldown time only applies to the particular side power that you used. So you could just switch over to another side power and use it, then switch to another side power, then use it, and then by that time your first side power, the cooldown time for that is over and you could use it again. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to throw the kitchen sink at this Nightmare and totally mess it up. Okay, here we go. Watch carefully. If you blink, you're going to miss it. The first thing we're going to hook up is Backlash. That will make us immune to the first 3 enemy attacks, okay? And it works against Nightmares. There, I just hooked up Backlash. And we might as well research him, since, we're immune to enemy attacks. Research, done. Hit him with Psychoshock. Hit him with Kinetic Blast. Hit him with Electrostatic Burst. Hook up a fire trap. Boom. And finish him off with a shotgun. And there we go. Nightmare. Totally owned. Want to see it again? Here you go. Alright, that's the Nightmare. How about regular everyday prey combat? Regular everyday prey combat. Okay, let's do a rundown on your 3 main attacks. Okay, this is your bread and butter basically. Like I said, that's going to be Psychoshock, Kinetic Blast, and Electrostatic Burst. This is excluding Super Thermal. Alright, Super Thermal, this is kind of like a trap. and it has to be handled much more strategically. So basically your main attacks are going to be Psychoshock, Kinetic Blast, and Electrostatic Burst, and each one has its strengths and weaknesses. Number one, Psychoshock has a really long cooldown time. It's actually a 19-second cooldown time for Psychoshock compared to 6 seconds for Kinetic Blast and 6 seconds for Electrostatic Burst. But this by far is your best weapon because it disables all enemies' special powers. Alright, so say for example, if you're going up against a Thermal Phantom, there's a Thermal Phantom up there. When you go up against that bugger, he's going to shoot fire at you all the time, and he's going to make your life hell. Living hell. Pun intended. But if you shoot him with Psychoshock, you'll disable his special powers for 20 seconds. Alright, and that gives you a huge advantage. But like I said, there's a big cooldown time for that. Alright? So that's that. Let's start out with the Electrostatic Burst. Oh yeah, one thing. This is Mr. Fumblefingers here, don't mind him. Alright. When you're using the alien build, not sure what happened there. When you're using the alien build, your best friend is a science operator, okay? Science operators will refill your psi for free. And your psi, that purple bar in the bottom left corner of the screen, is what fuels all your psi powers, okay? That's your energy for all your psi powers, okay? Every time you fire a psi power, it uses up so much psi. For example, Psychoshock, as you can see, uses up 25 psi. Kinetic Blast uses up 40 psi. Electrostatic Burst uses up 30 psi, etc., etc., etc. Alright? So that's the deal with that. I'm so used to hitting escape to get out of menus, that's why I keep going to that screen there, okay? And I still haven't got used to it all the time I play Prey. I'm not sure if I covered this before, but yeah, you can hotkey. If you're on the PC version, you can hotkey all these, okay? So you don't have to go to the weapon wheel to use this. You can just go to the weapon wheel, point to whatever side power you want to hotkey, press the number key you want to use to hook up that particular side power, and it'll be hotkeyed, alright? So all my side powers are especially hotkeyed. That's Backlash, that's Kinetic Blast, etc., etc. Electrostatic Burst, this will instantly kill mimics. There's going to be a mimic here. There's a mimic right there, okay? The thing about Electrostatic Burst is it has an area of effect. Alright, so if there's a friendly bot operator turret in the area, be mindful of that, because when you use Electrostatic Burst, boom, you may zap any friendly operators in the area, alright? Like this guy, okay, he escaped damage this time, but like I said, if he's in the area, you take him out, and you don't want to do that, right? You do not want to do that. Let's go demonstrate Psychoshock on that Thermal Phantom. Oh yeah, here's another thing you do before we do that. We have where is it here? This one here. Electrostatic Absorption. That means we absorb 50% of all electrical damage as psi points. So, you know what you could do? Anytime you see one of these malfunctioning thingies here that's zapping out bolts of electricity, right? If you got a medical operator nearby that will refill, like, you know, refill your health for free, what you can do is just go zap yourself on purpose, right? Watch, I'm at 40 psi. Look at the bottom left corner of the screen. I'm at 40 psi. When I zap myself with this guy, okay? Boom. Get some free psi points. Now you take a hit, but like I said, if you got a medical operator nearby, you could just heal yourself and then keep using that zappy thing to refill your psi. Alright? Boom, see? Refill your psi. Okay, so that's one thing you can do. There's a little cheap trick you could do there, alright? Just be aware of that. Next. There's our Thermal Phantom, alright? Just to demonstrate what happens if you go up against him with just a shotgun. This is what the Thermal Phantom does. Shoot him. Now shoot your fire. He does all kinds of horrible things. He could supercharge mimics. He's doing that. He's supercharging a mimic. He can shoot fire at you. Come on, do your thing there. There we go. Here's the fire attack. Basically makes your life living hell. Ha ha ha. Pun intended. Now, let's hit him with Psychoshock. Okay, you're just gonna hit him with Psychoshock and not do anything. Bounce around for him. Let's wait for him to come out in the open. There he is. Psychoshock requires a target, okay? And you know that you've targeted him when he turns purple. Okay, so I zapped him with Psychoshock. You see that he took damage and he's not doing anything. Except his phantom shift thing. But he's not shooting fire, he's not supercharging mimics, he's not doing anything. He's just attempting to get close to do a melee attack. See, so his side powers are completely disabled. Now, if you could dodge around one of these, and your Psychoshock cooldown time expires, then you can hit him again, finish him off. But that is not always the case. So there you go, Psychoshock in action. Kinetic Blast. Here we go, Kinetic Blast. Create a physical blast that deals up to 100 damage and pushes away anything within 7 meters of the targeted area. The best thing about Kinetic Blast as compared to Psychoshock is Kinetic Blast does not require a target. You can just shoot it anywhere. Alright? That's one big advantage. Another advantage is it, as you can see, it has this kind of like kinetic force attached to it. So like it really pushes away targets on top of doing damage. So if you actually target an enemy's feet, there's Kinetic Blast, right? Okay, just shoot it anywhere, release, and it'll blast the enemy, plus apply a physical force to him. Alright, and this can have some really hilarious results. If you target an enemy's feet, you'll actually shoot him up in the air. Check this out. Okay, here we go. Our crash test dummy, the Thermal Phantom, is up to bat again. Poor guy. And let's go into stealth mode. You can actually use a lot of these side powers in stealth mode. And we're going to use Kinetic Blast. Target his feet. Okay, right at his feet, and watch what happens. Boom. And hey, how convenient. Yeah, so like I said, you can use Kinetic Blast with some hilarious results. Another thing you could do with Kinetic Blast is if you get in an area where there's some mimics and you don't know where they are, just shoot out Kinetic Blast indiscriminately, and it will, you know, the blast will find them. There we know where the mimic is, but you don't have to necessarily know where he is. Just shoot out Kinetic Blast, and it's a good way to clear an area of mimics. Also fantastic on Cystoids. Check this out. Here we are down in the central repository. Our mission is to retrieve our hard drive. Okay, I'm going to show you the ridiculous range of Kinetic Blast and how it can totally obliterate cystoid nests. Okay, there's a cystoid nest there. Check it out. Bam! That's Kinetic Blast 3. Alright? And it's got a ridiculous range. See that cystoid nest way over there? Bam! And it's got like an area of effect too. So sometimes you get more than one. Check this out here. Bam! See that? I think I did in 3 or 4 at that, and then one shot there. Here's some more cystoid nests here. Okay, let's aim at this one right here. See how many are like lit up? Boom. Bam! So if you don't like cystoid nests, that's your solution. Alright? Kinetic Blast 3. That baby rocks. Totally rocks, okay? Kinetic Blast 3. Remote manipulation. This is a perfect place to demonstrate this. Here we are once again in the deep storage map, and our objective is to find the central repository that's downstairs. Alright? So if we go over here, we find the central repository. Now, we have to gain access to the central repository. The way you do that is to hook up with this monitor here. You have to go in, access this monitor, and turn on the grant access button. Alright, on that monitor. The only problem is we don't have the key card. To get the key card, we have to go up and do battle with that Thermal Phantom up there. The key card is right on the desk up there. You have to do battle with the Thermal Phantom and a whole bunch of mimics like I've just been doing for other demonstrational purposes. But with the remote manipulation mod, you don't need to do that. There's a lot of security areas you can bypass using remote manipulation. For example, this one. Let's use the wrench to smash the glass, but this is not big enough to let us jump through. Okay, we can't jump through, we can't get through any of these because they're all too small, okay? But we can use remote manipulation to access that monitor right there. So let's do it right now. Just aim right at the monitor, boom, and we have access to the monitor. Hit the grant access button, and just see that this door is now opened up. So you can use remote manipulation for all kinds of things. Lift field. This is a blast. When I first saw this one, I was really skeptical. I thought this was kind of a ridiculous power. But the plain fact of the matter is lift field is a really great power. The main reason being lift field keeps the enemy trapped for longer than its cooldown time. So actually you could do a lift field stun on an enemy. Okay, manipulate gravity to create a column of upward force up to 7 meters tall that lasts 15 seconds and can trap enemies. And basically it traps them up there, and you can just take pot shots at them until they're dead. And like I said, it outlasts its cooldown time. So as soon as it's over, the side power has cooldown. You could cast it again. Let's give this a try on our crash test dummy here. This poor guy's really taking the heat. Ha ha ha. There, up he goes. And even if you have to reload, still got lots of time. And you see the lift field is still in effect. You know what's great too? Sometimes you get an enemy chasing you, right? You can just run through your own lift field, and the enemy will run through it as well, and then you'll trap them like that. So that's a strategy you can use. I did this in practice right here. I'll show you that right now. Okay, here we are again in the Thermal Phantom room. Use lift field on the Thermal Phantom. Blast away. Do the poor sucker in. Actually getting a sneak attack on him. You see that? Now, the room still has a couple mimics in it. There's a mimic right there. Use lift field on him. Check this out. Up he goes. One shot with a shotgun. He's done. But then there's another mimic that attacks me from the left here. Boom. He attacks me. I run through my own lift field. The mimic follows me and gets caught up in the lift field. And as they say in the candy business, so long, sucker. Mimic matter. Many of you have watched my walkthrough. You've seen me do this, but let's just do this just for posterity. Mimic matter. Camouflage yourself by taking the form of any nearby object. It has to be a small object for mimic 1. And as you get higher up, you can mimic larger and larger objects. This is very useful for bypassing security as well. So let's take this cup here. Okay, once again, let's say we need to get into here. Put the cup on the floor. Whoops. That was Mr. Fumble Fingers. Okay, mimic matter. We're at this one right here. Okay, down goes the cup. Jump up on the counter. We want to get through this little hole right here. Right? So mimic that. Let's try this again. Jump up here. There we go. We're up on the counter. Go through the hole. Down. Up we go. And we're inside. Now we can go here. Push the button. And we can open the door. So that's another way to bypass security. Mimic matter. Very useful. Machine Mind. Here we go. We have Machine Mind. Machine Mind 2. This is part of our pure alien build. Force robotic enemies to end hostilities and fight for you for 60 seconds. If you check out your status, after installing 2 or more alien neuromods, if you check out your status and see down here, you have enough Typhon material in your system that turrets will consider you a threat. Alright, so turrets are no longer threat friendly. You are now a threat. Let's check this out. This turret here is broken, but we can repair it. Just for demonstrational purposes, we'll get the Repair 2 mod. Okay, that's a human ability, but we'll get it just for demonstrational purposes. So I've got a couple of neuromods, extra neuromods stashed away here for that purpose. Okay, there we go. Let's go up to the human abilities, engineer, and get Repair 1. and repair too, right? This is not part of this alien build. And whenever you install a human ability for the first time, January makes some kind of comment. You done, January? Okay, let's repair this guy. Okay, and as you can see, he's got a red enemy health bar. Alright, and if we go in his line of fire, he'll shoot us. Bad turret. Bad. But if we hook up Machine Mind and zap him, you know that he's targeted when he turns purple. Boom, he's now our friend. Alright? So we go in his line of fire, and he no longer regards us as an enemy. This will only last for 60 seconds though. Let's take him upstairs. Try him out on our crash test dummy, the Thermal Phantom. He's right over there. Let's wait for an opportune moment to go in. Okay. There you go. And this turret is now our friend. And he'll shoot down enemies for you. Go, my little friendly turret. Go, kick his ass. There you go. And our little friendly bot took one for the team, but there you go. That's Machine Mind in effect. Same goes for those corrupted operators. Just use Machine Mind, zap them, and they become your friend. Military operators that you encounter near the end of the game, I believe, are immune to Machine Mind. Yeah, so they won't help you out much there. But all the other like corrupted operators and unfriendly turrets, you can take control with Machine Mind. Phantom Shift. Rapidly change position up to 6 meters away and leave behind a double that fools enemies for 4 seconds. And if you get Phantom Shift too, it lasts longer. You can shift for 12 meters away and it lasts for 8 seconds. You create a decoy that lasts for whatever amount of time is applicable to whichever rank of Phantom Shift you have. Alright, we have Phantom Shift 1, that's pretty good. Lasts for 4 seconds. This is enough to escape, you know, injury from a group of enemies. The thing about Phantom Shift you got to remember is by default you will shift forward, right? Which is not always a good idea, because let's say you're fighting a phantom, any kind of elemental phantom like a voltaic phantom or a thermal phantom or an etheric phantom. If you shift forward, you'll shift up right into his face, and especially if it's a voltaic phantom, getting close to one of those guys, you'll actually take damage because they're always emitting this kind of, you know, electrical field, or the thermal phantom is always emitting some kind of like, you know, fire area of effect around them. Okay, so you don't want to do that. Okay, you don't want to just use Phantom Shift and shift forward. There's our decoy, by the way. Okay, what you want to do instead is be moving from side to side or backwards as you use Phantom Shift. Okay, so let's move to the right. As you can see, you shift to the right, okay? Which is much more useful, okay? The enemy's up ahead, you know? Move to the left, shift to the left, alright? Or move backwards, okay? Move backwards, shift back, alright? Now you may notice I've got a little white diamond on my decoy there, indicating I can research him. You can. That's actually an achievement. It's called the other side of you, if I recall correctly. Research yourself. Now, the only way you're going to pull this off is if you have this special scope chipset called Speedscan. I believe everybody can get this. Correct me if I'm wrong. I actually showed this in my walkthrough. It's in the Psychotronics map, and it's in the area called Material something or other, where you anyways, I'll put a little note here indicating exactly where you can find that. Everybody can get the Speedscan scope chipset. Most other chipsets are completely random, so there's no guaranteed spawn point for most other chipsets, but I believe this one is a guaranteed spawn. Alright, now the only way you're going to be able to scan yourself is if you have Speedscan enabled. Let's disable it and I'll show you what happens if you try to scan yourself. Okay, so we'll back up, put on the scope, and you'll see that there's just not enough time. It's just boom, see? Just before, okay, every advantage, we've got scope up, boom, 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 just before. You won't have enough time to scan yourself, alright? But if you put on that chipset, scope chipset Speedscan, okay, now it's equipped, now you can scan yourself. So scope up, phantom shift back, and you can scan yourself. Boom, we scanned ourselves. And look on the right side of the screen, there you see research complete for Morgan Yu. And that's how you get that achievement, the other side of you, okay, for those of you who are achievement hunters. But there's no real strategic advantage to this whatsoever. It's just kind of like, you know, an Easter egg, if you will. Alright? Phantom Shift, let's go try it out on our crash test dummy, the Thermal Phantom up there. First of all, let's refill our psi. Friendly neighborhood science operator, thank you very much. Phantom Shift is especially useful when there's a group of enemies, okay? And you want to fool them all up and get them off your back. Get them off your ass. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here. There's that Thermal Phantom. He's right up close. But there's also a couple of mimics in there. If we go running around in there, we might activate them all. So let's do that. Get them all activated, and then I'll show you Phantom Shift in effect. We're running around. Okay. There you go. See, everybody's going after the decoy. Let's try it again. They're all going after the decoy. Only lasts for 4 seconds though. If you get Phantom Shift too, I just stepped in the fire. It will last for 8 seconds. So very useful when you're dealing with groups of enemies. Best thing about Phantom Shift, no cooldown time. Use it as often as you like. As long as you got enough psi, you can use it. No cooldown time. Alright? So, if you get pretty skilled at that, you can really put that to good use. Great for reloading. Okay? Need time to reload? Use Phantom Shift. You can also use it with in conjunction with other psi powers. Where's that little? There he is. There you go. That's one of my favorite uses of Kinetic Blast. If there's a mimic bopping around like that, don't know where he is, just send in Kinetic Blast, and it just obliterates everything in the area of effect. That's one of the best uses for that. So I think that about covers it. That's my pure alien build. I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, and stay tuned for more special builds, special 100 Neuromod challenge builds right here at MajorSlackVideos, okay? Thanks a lot for watching, and if you thought this video was remotely entertaining and or informative, hey, you know what to do. Give the old slacks their big old thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to make sure you get all my videos hot off the press. Alright, see you next video.